Hi, everyone. I'm Michelle Bunting, also known as the Consciousness Cultivator. I'm happy that you were able to join us today for this segment. We're going to be looking at and examining the importance of the power of sexual energy in your reality. So I would like to propose that we consider looking at this particular form of energy from a very different angle than we probably ever looked at it before. As you may already know, if you're familiar with the idea that we're all energy, we're all resonating energy at all times during the day. Indeed, that's the major reason why we've got to let our bodies rest and rejuvenate themselves at night. We are at all times receiving the natural state of grace from God. That is that energy of unconditional love that flows to us and through us at all times. And the fact that we all have souls, we all have inner beings, means that we cannot disconnect from the energy of our source. With that understood and understanding that we are always emitting an energy frequency, it's really important to understand how the particular energy resonance of what we consider our sexual energy, how that really is able to help us manifest the things in our life that we really desire. To start at the basics, we have an emotional guidance scale where when we resonate at the emotions of love and joy and happiness and excitement and passion, we're typically known to be operating at what's known as the higher energy frequencies. We also have the other energies that a lot of us are familiar with. We can also experience sadness and sorrow and disappointment, anger, and all of the ranges of the emotions that are in between. So that in effect, what it looks like when you're having a good day and you're resonating kind of at the upper echelon of the emotional guidance scale, you're feeling satisfied and content and happy, you're generally known to be resonating up here. And then oftentimes some behavior or some event that we're witnessing will happen, and we can experience our emotions taking a downturn. Concern, worry, fear. And so we resonate at the energy here, and then it turns down. And what we're supposed to do at that point when we notice our emotions swinging down, which is just another way of saying our energy is shifting, is to understand that it is shifting in a lower frequency, which we don't want to create our reality from that energy, because we don't create the things that we really want. We create the things that we don't want from those lower energies. So we want to stop that when we notice it, which is what is meant by being a deliberate creator, a purposeful creator. And we want to begin to reshift our thoughts that created our downward slope of our emotions, and we want to push it back up with thoughts that make us feel better. Feeling better is the operative goal here when we experience the downward turns in our energy. And so we then create a movement of energy that is constantly going like this, up, down, up, down. Now, it's not constantly moving at this rate of speed, because sometimes you're generally up for a while and you'll dip down at another time. But the point is to always identify that lower shift and then push it back up with thoughts that create better emotions, happier emotions. So this is the flow of energy that you can get a visual of moving energy deliberately to manifest thoughts into things, or thoughts are non-physical, things are physical, to create the non-physical into your physical world. Now, as I said, there are many different kinds of energy frequencies, and there are a whole range, a plethora of emotions that are in between. But what we're going to focus on today is what we know as what we've identified in words, translated the energy into words as what's known as sexual energy. So let's look at that energy. At the very basic level, we can think of sexual energy as the energy of creation, because it is how we use that energy to procreate. quite literally. But that energy also follows the same flow of creation when you want to create anything in this life, whether it's a baby, whether it's a new career, whether it's abundance, expansion, business growth, a new relationship. And so it's really important to understand the mechanics of what this energy really is, that we have ascribed the word sexual to it. And by doing so, we bring in through that word, all of the hang-ups and connotations that really don't serve us when we want to really be the beneficiaries of being able to deliberately move that energy. And so let's look at what that energy is. The energy of creation is a divine energy. It is reflective of the energy that we receive from God that is flowing to us and through us all day in the form of unconditional love. And we're able to express that energy through different thoughts. And so typically we connotate this very high frequency energy while in the act of having physical intercourse. But really, let's break it down. In order to create thoughts into things, there are certain components that are true no matter what energy you're emitting. There is first choice, meaning you are presented with a choice to go left or to go right, to select A or to select B, to want the apple or want the pear. And then you have to make a decision from that choice. Now each step of these actions all emit an energy. Everything you do emits energy. The act of considering by thought your choices and then making a decision to select one of those choices is the first two parts of creating thoughts into things. And I'm making it a very simple framework right now. It has many other levels, but these are the three steps that you're going to be able to apply very easily, most easily, when you're attempting to change your reality and use this energy. You have made a decision. Now the next part of making that decision is aligning your belief. Some call it faith, some call it trust. But you want to align your belief with the decision that you have made, that you have selected. And how do you do that? You take action that affirms the decision that you made. And the beauty of receiving unconditional love from God every day, that energy flowing to you and through you at all times, is the beautiful expression of our journeys, of God's unconditionalism for us, that we are not judged, that we are loved at all times. And so then we can have the freedom to understand it is choice, and then a decision, and then the actions that affirm that decision. And what actions would they be? If, let's say, you would like to create in your backyard, we'll make it very simple, an outdoor living space that would almost preclude the necessity for a vacation. It's the ability to have a vacation at home, and whatever it is that it's envisioned in your mind, it has a sum of money that's attached to it that maybe you don't have in your bank account right now. And so what you want to do is first make the choice. Would I like to have that kind of backyard? Yes, I would. And then make the decision. I am going to have that backyard, and this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to place my faith, my actions behind the decision that I just made. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in the backyard, and all those little projects that I didn't do, that I previously thought were kind of a pain in the neck, I'm going to go out now in the backyard and do them. I'm going to clean up those branches. I'm going to clean up the spaces, and I'm going to prepare the backyard to receive the improvements that I'm looking forward to. In this way, that energy vibration, the combination of choice and decision and action, all combine together to enable the universe to deliver to you, to co-create with you, and bring that which is in non-physical into physical. The same steps can be applied, therefore, in a relationship. And so how would that be? Well, very simply, and many of us are already familiar with this, oftentimes, we had choices as to whether or not we wanted to engage in a relationship. with a particular person. And after much thought and consideration, we made the decision to have the relationship. And then comes the expression of what we know as sexual energy, which is the energy of unconditional love and in an unlimited beingness. And we engage in this relationship, and we then have the opportunity to express that level of unconditional love with each other. Typically, we only are the beneficiary of creating that new energy together in a couple format when we're generating that energy physically, when in fact that energy can be generated between the couple outside of the act by performing the same functions outside of the physical parameters. And what does that mean? In the act of expressing unconditional love, of intercourse, there is a giving and there is a sharing and there is a taking. The same can be translated in an energy format through our actions and our intentions towards each other. And when that happens intuitively, because all of us have a soul and all of us respond to the magnificence, the energizing magnificence of this energy, it is not necessary to only wield it in a physical scenario, in a couple scenario intimately. The behaviors and the intentions outside of that framework can be communicated to each other as well. And when that happens, the two people in the relationship then become cooperative components in continuing the resonance of that sexual energy outside of the bedroom. And when that happens, they are continually expanding in their clarity and their understanding of unconditional love, not just for themselves, but for each other. And so there are a whole host of various scenarios, because there are so many different kinds of relationships, that one can play with this energy in a way that is communicated all throughout the days and the weeks outside of a physical framework, and meaning outside of the physical connection that we experience through that physical intimacy and privacy. There is a way to express this energy emotionally through the platform of unconditional love within the framework of the relationship in our everyday lives. And this is really what we came here for, is to experience not only the expansion and understanding of unconditional love by utilizing this energy and being purposeful and deliberate creators. We came to experience in our physical form the joy that those experiences, those deliberate experiences, translate into in the realities that we can see, taste, touch, hear, and smell. So if you would like more information on how we can do that, I hope that I've been able to communicate to you another viewpoint of the energy, the divine energy that is within each of us, which of course comes from our source energy, which is God, or all that is, or the universe, or whatever it is, your particular word is that you like to put a preference to. I would be happy to talk to you about it more and discuss how you can translate this information into your particular scenario, whether or not you're trying to create a particular relationship or create the next level of an existing relationship, or anything else that you would like to bring into your life. So bye-bye for now, and I look forward to speaking to you at your convenience. Have a wonderful day.